Oh yes.
Damien Chiapelli.
Right.
Good evening, gentlemen. Two quick questions. The first is, do the candidates champion there should be a single legal entity for the Isle of Man government? If so, over what period would they implement it? If not, why not? The second question is, many of the plans that have been discussed this evening involve spending money, and in order to generate that revenue, of course, you talked about growing the economy. I would ask the candidates, what key priority, what key concrete priority would they implement in order to grow the economy? Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. Al first.
Right, well, there are, first of all, with regards to the single legal entity, and one of the things that I need to think that the next Council of Ministers and the government needs to move away from very, very quickly is endless discussions about the shape of Tynwald and the shape of government. There has to be a refreshed and renewed political will to deliver, and I think that is what a Chief Minister needs to draw out. He needs to draw out that collective political will, draw out the right policies and get on with delivery. Now is not the time for us to be drawn and sidetracked with such big issues facing the island, both in the immediate future with gas prices, potentially inflationary pressures, potentially food shortages over the winter period. So we've really got to have a government that is not distracted and that is focused on delivery, and harnessing that collective political will be key. And I think that it will be really for Tynwald. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have these debates, but the focus of the government should be on delivering and harness the collective political will, and that will be my priority. And then in terms of the economy, I've said constantly, and I demonstrated in 2016 that the reaction to tightening financial pressures was not to deliver austerity budgets, but was to deliver responsible budgets, but also to make some brave decisions within those budgets and to continue to put people first. And when I say we took some brave decisions, the first budget that I delivered gave probably the single biggest rise in personal allowances. We put a £2,000 rise in the personal allowances in a real effort to start putting money back into people's pockets. And of course, by doing that, we increased their spending power, and we did that in the face of quite heavy opposition at the time from the civil service, because they felt that we needed to keep a very, very tight and close and safety first rein on our budgets. But by challenging back, by doing that, we actually created an economy by putting people first, giving them the spending power to uplift the economy and create the jobs and the economic success that we've had. So I would suggest that we do not retrench, although I advocate responsible budgeting for the future.
Right, so single legal entity. Chris Rockshire isn't in the room. It's a nice idea. Is it a panacea for all the ills of government? Probably not. Is it an idea worth exploring and developing? Absolutely. How do you do that? You actually look at the long-term consequences in terms of whether it improves outcomes and then bring it in over the course of the next administration. But I think it's just the start of a sea change in how government works. In terms of growing the economy, I can't tell you that, and I shouldn't tell you that. We've got the KPMG report, which hopefully will be due later on this year, who have spent a huge amount of time talking to a huge range of people across this island, who hopefully will come forward with a report which Tynwald could then discuss to lead the way forward in terms of economic strategy, and which sectors, and there will be many different sectors, we need to prioritise for support and allowed to develop.
Thank you very much indeed.